Who said pond maintenance can't be fun? Hey, up top. Hey, hi, how you doing? Top row, downtown. 2 scoops like Raisin Bran. There you go. Upper deck, gotcha. Hey. Hey, hi, how you doing? These are Altoids for fish. No, they're not. They smell terrible. So the EcoBoost is actually a high-performance engine from Ford. So if you have a pond, you might ask yourself the question, what exactly do I need to do to make my pond look like this? And don't worry, if you're new to ponds and don't know where to start, I got you. That's where I was 7 years ago. And through a lot of trial and error, I think I finally figured it out. You've got to give your pond what it needs to thrive, and that really starts with aeration, which I covered in a prior video. But today, we're going to talk about water treatments. Again, aeration is vital to the success of your pond. However, there's more to it than that. You got to treat the water itself. And so for the last 7 years, everything out here has been very DIY. Up until we had this pond, I'd never managed a pond. So I've always just been trying to figure it out on my own. I did an okay job, but as I get older and have more experience with this pond, I'm realizing that there are often much better solutions. Hence the reason we just upgraded our air system from the old DIY unit to the Airmax unit. And now when it comes to water treatments, it's no different. I'm abandoning the old solution that I cobbled together myself and moving toward a more fulsome water treatment solution. So here before me are the products we're going to be using this summer. This is the ClearPAC Plus kit from the Pond Guy, along with a couple other additions. And it looks like a lot. It looks daunting, it looks intimidating. If you don't understand all the components, it kind of is. But today I'm going to walk you through everything here in front of me. We're going to apply these products, or most of them, to the pond, and then I'll film a follow-up video later this summer talking about how well they perform. Full disclosure, I am working with the Pond Guy on this project. They sent these for me to try, and I couldn't be more excited. The old solution that I came up with myself had some of these items in it, but not all. And I think this group of products is going to do wonders for the pond. So before we dive into these products themselves, let's answer the question, why does your pond get nasty to begin with? Well, namely, it's too much of that coupled with too many nutrients making their way into the pond. Think leaves, grass clippings, fish waste, runoff, fertilizer, anything that gets added to your pond that algae can feed off of and the sun can help that algae grow, bad news. So when you think of it like that, sunlight plus nutrients, all the game really is stop the sunlight, stop the nutrients, then you stop the algae. So let's do a quick rundown of what we have here in front of us. Now these 2 items here are not part of the ClearPAC Plus grouping of products. This is the ClearPAC Plus. Actually, I believe that is ClearPAC. That is Plus, algae defense. Before we talk about this main core, let's talk about these other products. So we got algae defense, which kills algae, KnockDown defense, which kills algae and aquatic weeds, and a treatment booster, which is really a surfactant. Basically, these are what you use on the very front end. If you have a massive algae bloom or you have crazy amount of cattails or weeds that you don't want along the shoreline, you mix these up according to the instructions, you spray them, you wait 72 hours, and you move on to those guys there. This kind of falls into the react category. Hey, algae is out of control, weeds are out of control, spray them, kill them, wait 72 hours, and then move on to the prevent or maintenance bucket, if you will. I won't be using any of these products today. I don't currently have an algae bloom, or really too many aquatic weeds I want to take care of. A few cattails there, but I'm not too worried about those right now. Right now, the key is getting this water treated for the year. All right then, so what does the ClearPAC system consist of? Well, the first thing is going to be dye. If you can't tell, yes, I have dyed my pond in the past. Nothing's been added yet this year. This is all from last fall, but it certainly makes a difference. I am very big on adding dye to your pond. And so this one container here treats like it's a gallon. It's 4 times concentrated. This is going to make your hands nice and blue. You're going to want gloves. This will do 1 acre, 4 to 6 feet deep. So in theory, I need about 4 of these. And having never used this product, I don't know how concentrated it truly is. So even though this is probably undersized for my pond, and I have more of these in the garage, I'm probably just going to start with 1 of these today. But the whole point of the dye is to eliminate sunlight penetration. If you can stop sunlight from getting to the bottom of your pond, you stop algae from growing, you stop aquatic plants from growing. So this is basically sunscreen for your pond. The next product is the EcoBoost PRx. I have never used anything like this before, and I'm really excited because it makes a lot of sense. So what this effectively is a phosphate binder. Phosphates are the nutrients in the water that your algae loves to consume to grow. So the EcoBoost, what it will do is seek out the nutrients in the pond, the phosphates, and bind with them so the algae can no longer consume them. Effectively, it eliminates the nutrients so that there's nothing for the algae to feed on. So with the dye in this EcoBoost, we have effectively eliminated sunshine and eliminated a lot of the nutrients. I'll talk more about dosing and how you apply this when I get into the application of it. The next item on the list is going to be PondClear. This is water clarifying bacteria. It effectively makes your water column more clean. It'll eat organic debris in the water, and it kind of works from the top down to make your water crystal clear. When you hear people say add good bacteria to your pond, this is typically what they're probably talking about. And then the last item on the list is MuckAway. So this works from the bottom up. This helps get rid of the the bottom layer of like the squishy, nasty debris. If you've ever walked barefoot in an old lake, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that thick layer of sludge at the bottom. This will help keep shorelines clean and just eat away all the nastiness at the bottom of your pond. Much like the EcoBoost, this is not something I've ever needed or used. This pond's only 7 years old. If you have a really old lake, or you just bought a house that has a 30-year-old pond and it's never been taken care of, this will probably be your best friend. For a pond that's only 7 years old, doesn't have much organic matter in it, this probably isn't as big of a deal, but I'm still going to use it. I still think it has its benefit, and so this is going in the water as well. So here's the Cliff Notes version. These guys here, kill algae, kill aquatic vegetation. This is a band-aid. It takes care of things initially, but not long-term. This is your long-term fix, but this is a slow play. You can't be one and done with this. This is a maintenance system. Pond Eye stops sunlight or slows it. Without sunlight, algae and aquatic vegetation can't grow. EcoBoost eliminates the nutrients, eliminates the fertilizer. No fertilizer, no nutrients, can't grow. No sun, no nutrients. PondClear clears your water column. MuckAway clears the bottom. Top down, bottom up. Pretty simple. This is the, oh crap, I messed up. I gotta fix things fast. Hit the reset button. This is, all right, now let's just maintain this thing. Cruise control, keep this going. This is gonna keep it looking awesome. And so when you couple these things, really these things, with aeration out there in the water, you set yourself up to have a killer pond. It's a system. That doesn't work by itself. The air doesn't really work by itself. Get those things in the water. The air helps move everything around, keeps the water moving. You don't want stagnant water. And the air obviously have other benefits, not letting your water stratify for your fish, keeping oxygen in the water for your fish. But when it comes to water clarity, you definitely need air and this set of products. I think we should be good, but just for sanity, we'll walk out here and check the water temperature. EcoBoost and the dye don't have any restrictions, but the PondClear and MuckAway must be 50 degrees or warmer. It's about what, 3.5, 4 feet down? Yeah, she's a balmy 70. It's rock. So they do kind of give you an order to do these in. It's dye is 1, EcoBoost 2, PondClear 3, MuckAway 4. Truly, I don't think it matters. I'm going to do the EcoBoost first because technically it says to spread it from the shoreline. What you do is you mix that powder up in a bucket with water and then kind of pour it along the shoreline. In theory, if you're moving water in your pond, you could just blast it everywhere you wanted, but most of your algae growth is always going to be along the shoreline. So if you're going to bind up nutrients that the algae are using, it makes sense to do it along the shoreline. So we'll do that first, then we'll hop in the SS John Beer and go out there and do our dye, our PondClear, and our MuckAway. So the EcoBoost is actually a high-performance engine from Ford. The EcoBoost is powder form, so you mix it with water and then you kind of pour it along the shoreline, like I said. It says to grab pond water and mix it up. I'm just going to use the well pump water since I can reach it easier without getting my feet all wet. A little water at the bottom here. What I'm going to do is a maintenance dose, you kind of every 2 weeks. You can do a hard reset with this. So if you ever have a massive bloom of algae that you just sprayed algicide on and killed, and you know your nutrient load is extremely high, then you basically just put, like in my case, I would put like 4 of these buckets in my pond, 40 pounds worth. Not gonna do that today because I don't think I need that level of phosphate binding. If it's gnarly, that's what you do. All right, what's this thing say? I think it says 2 scoops per quarter acre. 2 scoops per quarter acre every 2 weeks. Now you wanna see it? Like talc, or I'd say it's akin to like chalk for a baseball diamond. One, maybe get him dissolved a little bit. I think the instructions say somewhere not to inhale this stuff. I wonder who thought it was a good idea to inhale something like that. Well, we got some algae over here. I didn't notice that. Good timing. All right, that's about all I can hold out there. This is one of those things that still might be easier from the boat, or if I should put on like muck boots, but I'm just kind of do that with it. Makes a mess of the pretty pond fast, doesn't it? I'm gonna finish this off and then we'll jump in the boat and do the other items. I ended up using more than a maintenance dose, but less than a full-on reset dose. A reset dose for a pond this size was gonna be 40 pounds, which is like 80 scoops. The maintenance dose for this pond would have been 8 scoops. I used 10 pounds, which was 20 scoops, so a fourth of what a reset would be. All right, now on to the real fun. applying stuff from the boat. I love being out here in the water. I really need to get a better boat set up so I could bring the family out here more. So I don't know if I mentioned it, maybe I did. The PondClear actually has a maintenance dose of the EcoBoost in it. I tell you, they can't get enough of those turbocharged 6 cylinders. So we're gonna do the dye last. I always like to throw it in and just drive around and kind of wake through it. It is called EcoBoost, right? I'm not just saying that, like I don't have like Freudian slip and it's called something different. This bucket will treat up to an acre for a month and a half. 1 acre, every 2 weeks, 8 packs. It's a race. Can I get this open before I hit the dock? I think the answer might be no. The wind's coming this way. Let's just go to the far side. Oh, stay straight. Come on. Yeah, check it out. Little water-soluble packs. Curious, A, how fast they dissolve. More importantly, B, if my angry bluegill are going to mess with this while it's floating. They're emphatically clear that you should not open these up. It looks just like the EcoBoost. It's a powdery substance in there. Let's do 1 by each aerator. Oh, they don't float. Never mind. It's like I'm in a parade. You want some PondClear? You want some PondClear over there? I got you, brother. There you go. Up top. Hey, up top. There you go, brother. Yep. Upper deck. Gotcha. Hey. How many is that? I think it's 4. This is fun. Hey, hi. How you doing? Top row. Whoa, shoreline. Who said pond maintenance can't be fun? I think I have 3 left, right? Downtown. Charlie Brown. 2 to drop. This is genius marketing on their part. I know guys like me are going to come out here and throw an entire bucket of these in an afternoon. Need to go back and buy more because they ran out. Boo! All right, deep ball. Way up over there. All right, that's 8. Do that every 2 weeks. Kind of excited about that. Let's check out this here MuckAway. 1 scoop per 1,000. Man, you got to maybe do math. 1 scoop per 1,000 square feet of treatment area every 2 to 4 weeks. Example, 75 feet of shoreline, 20 feet out, about 1.5 scoops. That's probably in line with my beach. The beach is probably 100 feet wide, and it comes into the water 35 feet. So the beach area probably take 2 scoops. Yeah, let's just treat the beach area for now. Okay, I think I may have got the wrong product. They're stamped with a little A, if you guys can see that. It's like a big Altoid. These are Altoids for fish. No, they're not. They smell terrible. Yeah, I'm not too worried about treating for muck on the far side of the pond where it's 17 feet deep, 10 feet off the shoreline. We'll go by the beach here where people actually walk. I'm not sure why I'm still smelling that, but so yeah, literally just gonna go 2 scoops like Raisin Bran. Maybe I'll throw a few of these Altoids over this way. I don't think I got that side of the beach. Throw the rest of them over there. Again, no experience with that product or any kind of product like that before, so I'm learning on that one. I've been meaning to get my license so I can start taking aerials of the pond in my YouTube videos, because I think putting dye hovering above a pond as it kind of disperses would be one of the coolest things. Usually I'm using like a cheaper, lower concentrate dye, like 2.5 gallons, so I'll be really curious with this 1 quart. I'm sure it's going to be very blue. Principally, we'll put it between the aerators. Check out this little blip of dye on the lid here. Look at that. Isn't that wild? It looks toxic, but everything I'm putting in the pond today is 100% harmless to fish, wildlife, etc. See if we can pour it right on top of this aerator head. I'm gonna have a blue boat. It's cool looking. It looked bluish green before, didn't it? Check it out now. Do a little rinse. Oh, boat splash. 1 quart is supposed to treat 1 acre, 4 to 6 feet deep. I would bet if you averaged our pond out, we've got at least a 3/4 of an acre pond that's, I don't know, 16 to 18 feet deep on average. So I, in theory, would have to put a whole lot more of those in there, at least 4, probably more like 6. In the past, I've always used 2.5 gallons of a cheaper dye, so maybe this higher concentrate stuff will be of better quality and do the job just fine. I won't lie, some folks in the past have commented and say my pond looks far too blue. I hate that, it looks industrial. Well, it's kind of twofold. One, I think I was using the dye at some point to overcompensate for lack of better water treatment, i.e. I put a bunch of dye in here just to try to stop all the sunlight. And we have a bluegill problem right now, especially hybrids. And so I learned that if bluegill can't see you, they can't bite you. But we're gonna start here with one for now, and we're gonna see how things go. May add more as needed. Yeah, for the size of pond we have, we're definitely gonna need to add more dye. No question. As far as cost and purchasing, they sell these in different acre size kits. So everything I showed you earlier, the PondClear, the EcoBoost, the MuckAway, the algae defense, and the pond dye come in their ClearPAC Plus, and they sell it by the quarter acre. So you get one box like this, that's a quarter acre. So if you order the acre kit, you get 4 boxes, and each box should treat whatever size you're buying. So one box, quarter acre, would treat a pond for 6 months. You get 4 boxes, you get a whole acre's worth of treatment for 6 months. I believe that's right. And then the knockdown defense and the other aquatic control stuff is kind of ad hoc as needed. There's no buy it for an acre size. You just buy what you need to spray the area that you need. I believe the acre kit right now is about $1,100, $1,200. And they currently are giving you that giant jug of algicide free. So if you had an acre kit, you get 4 of those big jugs of algicide. If you're new to a pond, that might sound super expensive, but that's for, you know, half of a year's worth of maintenance. And that's really the only time you do it. You don't do this maintenance in the winter time because you can't put those bacteria in when the water's below 50. So it's a one-time-a-year purchase. And if you're one of those guys used to having a pool, then that's a drop in the bucket. But honestly, when you compare apples to apples, it's pretty much on par with what I was paying. I was never using anything like a EcoBoost or a muck reducer. I was just using bacterias and dyes and algicides. And I think I was probably overspending on dyes and buying algicide more than I needed to because I wasn't using the right products. That EcoBoost is, I think, really gonna make a big difference. And the science of it makes perfect sense. If you cut the sun and you cut the nutrients, i.e. the EcoBoost, algae can't grow. What's it gonna grow on? So I'm anxious to see how this thing works this summer. I'll make an update video on these products later this summer, probably August time frame, after the crazy heat of July warms this pond up, and algae usually really takes off that time of year. Oh, one last thing I wanted to mention as I was consulting my notes is that this is every 2 weeks. Supposed to do the EcoBoost maintenance dose every 2 weeks, the PondClear dose, and the MuckAway every 2 weeks. That sequence I think is important. You're constantly adding things to the pond every couple of weeks. Yeah, it's labor, but come on, let's be honest. If you have a pond, you're out there a lot, not just every 2 weeks. So, but I make mention of that is because the old regimen I was using were these blocks that every 60 days. And you throw them to the bottom of the pond, and they, you know, they're heavy. I think they're 5 or 6 pounds. They'd probably get slammed down at the bottom of the pond. And it worked okay. But now that I see this, these smaller doses, these smaller packets dispersed throughout the pond, this is smart. I think this is gonna work a lot better. I'm hopeful it's gonna work a lot better, but we'll see. But just something else I'm noticing as I'm kind of going through this. So if you need a new maintenance routine, or you wanna try a new maintenance routine, or your pond's in shambles that needs a breath of fresh air, take a look at the ClearPAC system. Make sure you get yourself some air. I will link all of this stuff down below. And if you have questions, drop them below. Happy to answer anything I can along the way. 7 years ago, I knew nothing. I have learned so much since then. And honestly, now I have partners to help me out. If I don't know the answer to something, drop a comment below and I'll make sure you guys get an answer from the pond guy. Or you can go to their website and click the Ask an Expert button. Also, if you guys have videos of your pond or pictures of your ponds where it looked like trash and then you added the ClearPAC system and now it looks fantastic, go find my email here on YouTube and send me some photos before and after of what your pond looked like after you use the ClearPAC system. If I find some really good ones out there, I'll include them in my update video later this August. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, come back and see me. Got all kinds of projects lined up for this pond. The biggest one coming at some point this summer is gonna be the water feature out there in the corner by the well pump. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.